Hello everybody, DJ Trains here. As you all know, last year I made a video titled Layout Tour, in which I gave you all a big tour of my Thomas & Friends die-cast layout. However, it's been a year since then. There have been a lot of changes and a lot of additions, including stuff from Christmas of 2021, which I alluded to in my Christmas presents video. And so, without further ado, I would like to give you all a brand new, updated tour of my Thomas & Friends die-cast layout, including all additions and changes from 2021. So, let's get into it. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get into this all-new layout tour. Just like last time, we're going to start with Aurasdale and kind of just move our way along the layout. So, with Aurasdale, the first thing you're going to notice is that it looks drastically different. There's no longer is that tri-figure 8 here. It's a dog bone shape. And the reason that is there is because I acquired this station building, which I wanted to use for Aurasdale. And you might have seen in my series. But I needed to make the line go inward a bit to accommodate it. So that's why the line has now bent. And on top of the line curving and this whole basically shape of this thing changing, we have a lot of new buildings. Or we have a lot of few buildings. We have the church and the people, the larger figurines. I like to keep these in Aurasdale so they look more in scale. And I like this because it functions more as like an actual railroad. Like it doesn't like it looks more like an actual railway would. Britain, railway? I say railroad. I say both. Sidetracked. No pun intended. We have this picket fence here, and we have a new siding here, and these freight cars, and this water tower is not. The siding has been rearranged, and of course we have this little deer here. We have these little flowers kind of all over the place now. We also have this new lighthouse, which I quite like. I got this in August of 2021. It's really nice. I like to think it's kind of a causeway type thing. Bumped the sign there. So my layout headcanon is that this one got too old, so they moved it over here, and then this one took its place. I like this. It looks really nice. And on top of all the other additions, we also have these people. I like to think that these two are kind of having a conversation, nice little conversation. I like to leave little gags, kind of little jokes with my people sometimes, so you'll see a lot of those. We also have some more cars over here, continuing with those little jokes. We have a mom trying to get her kid to come with her, but he's not paying attention. So there's that, and yeah, there's just you know, there's stuff everywhere. I believe this was no, this wasn't a 2021. This car was a 2021 edition. So there's this car, and then of course there's that car back there. The pack hasn't really changed. Pretty much all of Aurasdale is mostly just buildings and tracks and people. So yeah, so that's pretty much Aurasdale as of right now. Continuing on, we have Ulfstead Castle and the Maithwick Tunnel, both of which haven't really changed that much. Ulfstead Castle is kind of the thing I changed the least, just because there's not that much room, and I don't feel a need to change it that much. So yeah. Then continuing down here, we come to Maithwaite. We have a lot more cattle, first of all, which I think is really cool. Those were from Christmas of 2021. We have this little rally car, which doesn't look that much of a part of it, but I mean, it fits in kind of, you know. So we continue on back here, and we have some more animals over here. There's chickens, these oversized chickens, which are not in scale, but I think look pretty funny. This little guy here, oh, this is fallen over. That shouldn't have happened. Oh, pardon my hand in the way, trying to put this darn thing up there. That's good enough. We have this little farm boy here. We have a horse now. So yeah. And then, of course, the sheep and Terrence are all the same. So, and then we come back down to here, and we have this new fence piece, which is a piece of a larger fence piece, which is elsewhere on the layout. I'll get to that at some point. And we come down here, and we have the Maithwaite Station buildings, obviously. Nothing's really changed there. And we come over here, and we have Maithwaite Village, which you'll notice, if you've seen my last layout video, you'll notice that this was not here. I'll get to that in a bit. But right here, we have the priest and the nun, the Maithwick Catholic Church and Catholic School. That's another thing I forgot to mention. This is the Aurasdale Baptist Church, and this is the Maithwaite Catholic Church, and there's other churches around the layout, but I'll get to those later. But yeah, so now my church has a priest and my school is a nun, so now the kids can go to school and to church. And over here we have the confused family, called that because of the father who is scratching his head in confusion. I thought that was pretty funny. So we have that, and I think that pretty much covers the entirety of Maithwaite. Oh, we have the sheep and some more flowers, too. Some right here. Not a whole lot really has changed for Maithwaite. I think, oh yeah, there was this rooster and that truck, and I want to say this was a 2021, but it might be 2020. I'm not sure. I forget. But yeah, so Maithwaite's changed a bit, but nothing like hugely drastic, like say Aurasdale. So yeah. Continuing down the main line, we have the Sodor Search and Rescue Center. We have this guy just chilling out doing nothing at a search and rescue center, which isn't the best thing to be doing at a search and rescue center, you know, in case there's an emergency or something. We have this lady looking very authoritative, probably the boss of the whole center. I like that idea. And then over here, we have, I want to say one of Harold's crew members, maybe his mechanic or something, who knows. We have all kinds of new rescue vehicles down here. The fire truck, which I think is cool because in the classic seasons you have a fire truck kind of going around, so that's cool. Then we have Belle and Flynn and all of them here as normal. If it seems like, really quickly, I just want to talk about this. It seems like I'm skimming through kind of thing. It's probably because I am. Like, it's not like my first layout tour where I've had to go over and explain things so in depth because I've already done a tour. I'm just showing updates. So if it seems like I'm skimming over, that's basically why. So yeah. So continuing on down the Maithwick branch line, we have this new signal house. This was a model kit which I hastily put together, and you can see it's damaged because I had a heck of a time trying to put it together, and the glue is kind of all over the place. But I think it adds character, and it's nice. Like, you know, like not every building is perfectly built, so I think it's nice to have that little bit of kind of that little side of things. Continuing to, we also have this HO scale CN car, which I plan to fill with coal at some point. So continuing down the Maithwaite branch line, we now have this little girl standing by the signal box, which is, she's there. And then the diesel works hasn't changed that much, other than I now have a 2013 diesel instead of a 2010 one or 2011 one. I don't know, I just like the 2013 BR08 take-along diesels, or 2013 ones, much better than the other ones. I don't know what it is, it's just nice. Continuing down, we have this little rabbit here and some more shrubs. A lot of like the little tiny shrubbery and stuff is from 2020. So yeah. Continuing down, we also have, so now we come to Crovens Gate, which has had a few updates here and there. For example, we have the potting shed, we have this little house, we have this thing which is turned to the back, we have the little Christmas shop, and we have this little house. So Crovens Gate has definitely really come into its own over the past little while, and I'm very happy with how it's, sorry, let me shake my camera. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I think it looks really nice, and I'm hoping to potentially add a station building at some point, but we'll see how that comes to fruition later on. Circling back down the main line really quickly, we have this little house here. I like to think a family lives here and gets disturbed by the noise of the trains going by at night. Just another little kind of layout headcanon I have. And then at the sawmill, of course, nice little set piece, but nothing really has changed that much at the sawmill. It's basically the same as it was at the time of my last layout video. So continuing along, we have the Kaldi Fel Railway, which again hasn't changed that much, just nice to kind of include it. We have the Kaldi Fel Mines, and then we have this windmill. I was originally going to make, or I thought about making this Ruth's windmill, but Ruth isn't a character I like all that much, and I don't think that the inventions that she makes really fits Sodor that much. I don't know, I didn't really like Marvelous Machinery, if I'm being perfectly honest, and so I thought I'd leave this. I don't know, maybe I'll come around to it, maybe this will become Ruth's windmill, but I don't know, it just doesn't really, I don't know. But, you know, it's a nice little windmill nonetheless. Here's another shot of Kaldi for you. Coming back around, we have the Ironworks, which hasn't really changed that much, other than we have some kind of disused, broken HO scale cars behind here, a caboose, and I think an ice cream car. So there's the Ironworks again, hasn't really changed that much, but yeah. And then we come to, I don't know why that was off the rails. We come to the main yard, or the main Knapford village, Knapford Station and Knapford Village. Not a whole lot has changed in Knapford Station. Stuff has pretty much stayed the same. I've moved the engines around, obviously. I do that sometimes. but nothing's really changed here. I think what has changed though, the churches, the church, the school, and the this, the Maithwaite Bakery, which I'll flash back to over there, was originally here. But then I got this toy shop, and I remembered that in like season 8 there was a toy shop in Knapford, so I thought, how cool would it be if I had a toy shop in Knapford? So that's why the toy shop is now there instead of the bakery. We also have this church, which I moved to I moved the original church to Wellsworth, but we'll get to that in a bit. So this is the Knapford Lutheran Church, and then we have the school here. I moved the other school that was here to Maithwick, but I think I did that before I did my last layout video, so I don't really know. But otherwise, this has stayed the same. I put Forrest Gump back here with his box of chocolates. I don't know why this guy became Forrest Gump. I just like to think of him as Forrest Gump. So yeah, Knapford has stayed pretty much the same. So continuing on down the line, we have the steam team at Tidmouth Sheds. Noticeable change, I've moved Rebecca and Nia back to, I've moved them to Farquhar, and didn't mean to bump Emily. And now I've moved Emily and Toby here, so now they reside at Tidmouth. And we, of course, now have the steam team, Percy, James, Gordon, Henry, and Thomas in here. And nothing really has changed in here. But yeah, so that's Tidmouth. Moving along down the line, once again, we have everyone's favorite, and I think my personal favorite too. I flop back and forth, but basically my favorite, Berendam Docks, which hasn't really changed a lot, but I have added some detailing here and there, so we'll get into that now. We have this boxcar, which might have been here last time, I forget to be honest, but we have, noticeably in the back, we have a new lighthouse, another lighthouse. I have 5 on my layout in total. It's not a problem, I swear. So, my layout headcanon once again is that this was the original lighthouse, but these were built later on, and this is now private property. I've also gotten these trees, and they sit there now. And other than that, the docks has stayed primarily the same, other than a few new figures here and there. Like we have this little guy here, and this guy over here. And we have this guy who I imagine works with Craig. Maybe he's like his operator or something. Or maybe he's just kind of a guy that hangs around. Who knows? Everyone's favorite Cranky. We have Bulstrode. I don't know if I had the die-cast captain on here in my last video, but I know I was using the wooden one for a long time, so that might have changed. But yeah, so that's pretty much Berendam. So moving right along, we have the Scrapyard, Airport, and Wellsworth area. So here we have the last church, which is the Wellsworth Anglican Church. That's where the Reverend from the show preaches. Come over here, and we have this little piece of track. We have Jeremy. We have some flowers over here. We have some junk around the scrapyard, which I thought was a nice addition, because now it's like an actual scrapyard. So the nice little hot rod in 1940s England, which I think is funny. We have an airport bus now, which I like. Maybe he'll go up against Birdie someday. Who knows? But yeah, and then we also have some figurines up here as well. Little figures. This one's got a cane, which I think is kind of cool. And then coming back down to the main level, we have some more flowers and some more passengers on the platform. This guy's carrying a box, which I thought was cool. And we have this little girl over here, and you're probably wondering, hey, why is she turned away from the camera? Well, that's why. I'm just going to put her back now. Kind of scary. So continuing on, coming down the main line, we have some more stuff. Obviously, we have, so firstly, we have the museum, and on the other side we have the clay pits. Not a lot has changed in the clay pits, but we do have the addition of the Horrid Lorry working here now, and this really cool mining building. I found this, and I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really, really fun, so I put it right here, and I think it fits really, really good there. So yeah, oh, and then, I think that's all the changes to the clay pits. So we have that there, and then continuing on down the line, we have Farquhar Station, which hasn't gained a lot of changes except for these flowers, and of course, this mom and her little kid, probably waiting for Thomas and his train. So then we come around, and I'm going to get to the Blue Mountain Quarry in a minute. Before I talk about the Blue Mountain Quarry, I want to talk about this. So we have Nia and Rebecca now, as previously stated, in Farquhar. And then we come to the windmill, and we have this puma here, or bobcat or something. It's some sort of wildcat. We have some pigs. We have the miller's house now, which I think is really cool. So now it's like this whole little windmill mini area, which I think is super, super cool. So we have the miller's house, his windmill, and of course his little station halt. And Elizabeth, who he may own, he may not own. I'm not really sure. So yeah, and then we come over here, and we have these little shrubs. Oh, shoot, just broke one off. Come over here. We have Mrs. Kindly's cottage, so we have that there. And then, once we're done that, so that basically covers all the changes to Farquhar. So we come over to Blue Mountain Quarry, and not a lot has changed at the Blue Mountain Quarry, but some definitely has. So we have this little drilling machine here for some reason. I thought it was kind of cool. We have this Charlie's Day at the Quarry piece, which I thought was really cool. So now this sits here, and it looks really, really cool. Then we have this fence, which I mentioned earlier, and a piece of it is now at Maithwick, because it was too long, and I needed a piece at Maithwick, so it fits here now. So yeah, little wheelbarrow in the back, in the background there. And yeah, so that pretty much covers it all, and that concludes this all-new updated layout tour for all the changes and additions in 2021. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next vid. Bye, guys.